This topic kind of feels like it needs a video of its own. I don't know, we'll see.
Play it by ear. Play it by rear.
Hello everyone, welcome to another episode of me being petty about the current state of gaming. Oh boy, last week was a shit show, huh? Anyway, as we all know, the current atmosphere of the gaming industry is quite volatile. These companies really like hiking up their prices and developing consumer unfriendly practices, so I truly do believe that if you invest your money somewhere else, they'll probably start to listen. Maybe, probably not, I don't know, you know how these big companies are. Studios are getting the short end of the stick, and artists are getting shafted left and right. In this series, I try to direct you towards artists you can learn from if you want to learn how to draw. And today I will be covering Today I will be covering an artist who put all her points into charisma, some in dexterity and intelligence, and a bit of wisdom. Everything else is a dump stat. I don't mean that as an insult, that's just the vibe I get. Please don't come after me. Anyway, this is Chrissabug. I'll let her do the introductions.
I am Chrissa. I'm a 2D game artist and animator for my job, and then on the side I do illustrations. Here in this stream we do chatting, drawing, and squatting. Chew.
That's right, don't forget to stretch when you're selling for a long period of time. But wait, there is more. She actually has a website where she explains a little bit more about herself. So it says over here that Chrissa is an independent illustrator and streamer with a love for magic and nature, fantasy, and mythology. She also started her career as a VFX artist for studios like Disney Interactive and ArenaNet before deciding to move to Sweden to work on 2D game art. And she's also got a list of companies that she's worked with, and definitely someone you want to take advice from. The website also has a shop, so you can check out what types of different merch she sells. She even models her own shirts. But yeah, check it out if you want to. On top of that, she also does have a YouTube channel. She has a couple of tutorials, so you can also check that out if you want. She's got over 200,000 followers on Instagram, and if you, again, dislike her art, I don't really know what I can do for you, man. Seriously, just stop hating. Wait, hold on. I think she does have something to say to you haters. Despite being busy and being all about that artist hustle mindset, she still runs a Patreon with monthly tutorials. I'll leave a link to all her socials and Patreon down below. An important thing to note though is she's gonna be taking a break from Patreon for 1 month this June, and new signups for June will be closed. Reason why she's doing this is because she has a lot of work piled up and she wants to catch up on them. But if you stay subscribed during the month of May, you'll get June for free. But yeah, by the time this video releases, you are going to have a very short time frame to subscribe. As always, I will be rating the Patreon out of 5 stars based off of these categories. Anyway, let's see what this energetic and charismatic character has to offer. Again, as always, I do my absolute best not to show anything from the Patreon itself, just to avoid any leaks. So this is the welcome page when you visit Chrissabug's Patreon. We are dipping our toes into NSFW territory, but it's really not as extreme as the things we see on Twitter. Trust me, if there are things that even God cannot do, it's probably saving Twitter from all the nasty things we see. Once you've confirmed that you're 18 or over, you'll see that she has quite the number of subscription options for you to choose from. In total, she has 5 tiers. So the first tier is the student tier for $7.50 Canadian per month. You can convert that to your local currency if you wish. So for this tier, you get monthly video tutorials and access to the entire tutorial library, which is fantastic. You also get access to her tips and advice articles, which she posts to Patreon either as PDF files or just the regular post. On top of that, you also get access to high-res resolutions of her art, wallpapers, voting privilege in polls, time-lapse videos, and access to the Discord community. You also get discounts and access to the secret shop. Next, you have the Print Guild tier, which has a limited number of slots, and for this tier you basically get a monthly small print that she delivers to your mailbox. You also get access to the critique channel, which is pretty self-explanatory. You'll only be allowed to post 1 artwork per month, and she'll do her best to give you the critiques you need. Next, you have the Sticker Guild, which is basically the same thing as the Print Guild, except you get the stickers added on top. Next, you have the Adults Only Spicy Print Guild. For this tier, you get monthly NSFW small prints and monthly stickers. And then finally, for the final tier, which is the most expensive tier, it's the Collector's Circle. For this tier, you get everything from the previous tiers as well as 2 custom prints. It says over here that you get 2 clay prints. I don't know, this word makes me sound like I'm too poor to understand what it is. If anyone knows what it is, let me know in the comments below. But yes, that is what you get on top of all the previous rewards. That was a lot of goodies to go through. This must be how Crash Bandicoot feels when you miss all the boxes. I won't lie, I did feel a little overwhelmed when I was going through her tiers, but then I realized it was actually just a simple scheme. So each tier is basically an added bonus when it comes to her physical artwork. On top of that, I did only subscribe to her student tier, so I'm not entirely sure how she goes about verifying if you're over 18 when it comes to the NSFW tiers. But I guess it's just one of those if you know situations. Anyway, moving on to the rating for the goodies part. I think one of your best options if you're taking your art seriously would probably be the Print Guild, since you get access to the Critique Discord channel where she'll give you her personal thoughts. And keep in mind, Chrissabug is a professional game dev, so she's definitely someone you want to take advice from. But if you decide not to go with the print tier, the student tier is also pretty good since you get access to the entire tutorials library. As for the Discord, it is a small community, but it is a very active one. It's pretty much like your other Discord servers, so you know, the usual stuff like general chat, memes, hobbies. You also have an entire section for your art where you can also self-promo. Looking at it now though, I do have access to an art critique channel, but I think it's more so for the entire community to come together and critique your piece as a whole. So this channel is probably not for Chrissabug to critique your art specifically. So just keep that in mind. The community also does seem to be quite wholesome and very helpful, so when you join the Discord, please do not act like a shithead. Overall though, I would give the goodies a 4.5 stars. Moving on to her tutorials, she has covered quite a number of topics. When it comes to drawing, her tutorials do seem to be leaning more towards the character design aspect of art. So this means that she's covered armor, which I actually really do need help with. So you've got topics like armor, clothes, fixing same face syndrome, poses. She's also got tutorials on how to draw animals, how to draw backgrounds, and on top of that she also does have an extensive list of advice for using social media to promote yourself as an artist, as well as how to make money off your art online. So really, if you want to make it in today's age of, you know, promoting yourself as an independent artist with multiple sources of income, she is probably one of the best guides out there. Mind you, she has YouTube, Instagram, Patreon, Twitch. She also has her own shop with her own apparel line. She is a very busybody. So if Chrissabug and a lot of artists can do it, so can you. When it comes to her teaching style, it has a very chill vibe, which is a bit of a contrast to what her Twitch personality is.
I like it a lot, and it has like astrology stuff. I like how I pronounce that. It has astrology stuff in it, but I don't understand it.
But yeah, it's pretty much like a study session with a friend at a cafe. It's that kind of vibe. Fun fact, Chrissabug's main source of fuel seems to be coffee. I mean, look at the size of that coffee mug. Is that normal? Chat, let me know if you guys also have a coffee mug the size of a ritual bowl. When it comes to the delivery, she is also quite similar to Loish. She'll appear in the corner as like a small sprite. Well, not sprite, but like her face will be on the screen just in a small circle. So it really kind of solidifies that study buddy vibe. In total, she's got a whopping 66 tutorials. Mind you, these are a combination of both articles and videos, so just keep that in mind. To supplement the tutorials, she also has challenges and homework. Originally, these used to have a deadline, but now she's changed it so that you can do them at any time you want. She also takes into consideration how much time you can dedicate to art each day, and she does this by providing templates if you need them. However, the last challenge was on August of last year, and that might be because of how she was preparing for her newly released book. It's called How to Draw Your RPG Character. You can check it out on her store if you want. Not sponsored, by the way. Going back to the challenges/homework, you can also share your results on the Discord channel. Overall, I would say the quality of the tutorials are pretty good, pretty solid. I also like how depending on the tutorial, she switches between videos and PDF files. The PDF tutorials do seem to lean towards how to market yourself and monetizing your art. So personally, my thoughts on this is the reading aspect instead of just watching videos really hammers it into your head. For the tutorials, I would give it 5 stars. Moving on to the pricing scheme, I'll pull up the prices again, here you go. In my personal opinion, it's actually pretty fair. If you just want to learn from her and see the naughty stuff, $7.50 per month is actually pretty good, and you get full access to the tutorials library. The rest of the pricing scheme seems to be geared towards people who really want to buy her exclusive artwork. So whether it's prints or it's stickers or customs. So all the artwork will be delivered to your mailbox. I'm not sure if she includes shipping fees in these tiers or if she pays for them herself, but it's good to know that she knows her value as an artist and knows how to price herself. Artists, please take note. Know your worth. Also, important thing to keep in mind is if you're subscribed to the student tier, you won't get any of the physical products. In these videos, I may read out the tier descriptions for you guys, but it's also very important you read them yourselves for your own good. So, just to be clear, the student tier only gives you digital goodies, whereas the rest of the tiers gets you the monthly physical prints and stickers mailed to you. Overall, I would give the pricing 4.5 stars, mainly because I don't know how to pronounce this fucking word, otherwise it would have been full stars. For the flavor profile, I would say her art would probably taste like tiramisu, or some other type of dessert cake. As for the final verdict, is Chrissabug's Patreon worth subscribing to? I would say it's definitely worth it, especially if you're thinking of focusing on drawing characters. She leans very heavily on the fantasy type of characters, and this is something I've been interested in for a while, so as a hobby artist, I think I kind of struck gold with this one. And personal opinion, her style might be different from your style, but that doesn't mean that the way she does things won't be transferable to the way you do things. And that goes for every other artist you're learning from as well. As the saying goes, adapt and survive. With the ever-changing atmosphere of the art world and the treacherous waters of social media and the sheer amount of artists being laid off due to AI, it's more important than ever to know how to adapt if you want to continue down the artist path. And artists like Chrissabug, who provide you with not only tutorials in art but in creating income streams, are definitely the type of people you would want to listen to. Your success not guaranteed though. Overall, I would give Chrissabug's Patreon 4.5 stars because Gickly. Anyway, that's it for the video. Don't forget that Chrissabug is going to take a break from Patreon for the month of June. And if you want to get the month of June for free, you'll have to subscribe now, because she'll be pausing all new subscriptions to her Patreon for the entire month of June. But yeah, that's it for the video. Give it a like or a dislike if you want. If you have suggestions on what type of content you want me to do, let me know down below. Don't forget to Glaze and Nightshade your work as well. I saw that Meta was up to some bullshit earlier. It's a free service by the Glaze team over at the University of Chicago. I'll leave links down below. I also do have art on my Instagram. Anyway, see ya. Oh wait, before you go, here's a meme.